everybody. I thought I'm on my way down to Dottie's at White House Creations in Bernie, and it's a little bit of a drive, but I thought, well, it would be a good time to do a devotional in the truck. So here we are with another devotional in the truck. I am just now going through Cape Girardeau, Missouri. So I'm on my way to Bernie, which is where Dottie is located, and so I thought this would be a good time to do a devotional. I'll try and talk loud because for some reason today it just seems really noisy. I don't know if it's my truck or if it's the road or what, but anyway, it's kind of noisy, so I hope you can hear this. But I titled today's devotion The Provision and the Promotion of God. Scripture tells us that promotion comes from the Lord. That He raises up and sets down kings and princes and leaders. And so that's something to maybe remember this election cycle. If things don't go your way, if the person that you wanted to vote for does not win, it's not the end of the world. And God has complete control of everything that's going on around us. He's in charge. He has a plan, and He will accomplish His will with whomever and whatever it takes to do that. So just be encouraged by that. I know a lot of people, especially if you're conservative, they're afraid right now. But there's no reason to be afraid because God's in charge, and He's going to do whatever it takes to accomplish what He wants to accomplish in this country and in the world. I don't think He's done with America yet. I'm encouraged by, you'll never see on the mainstream media the right news. You'll never see it. Don't look there for it. They're not going to show anything godly. They're not going to show anything from a Christian's perspective. They're not going to show anything that would promote the Christian agenda. They're going to do everything they can, the mainstream media, to tear Christianity down. We saw that with the Olympics. So don't even go there. Don't watch it. Don't look at it. Don't read it. Don't sit in front of the news all day long, and then it'll just get you down. So on that note, promotion comes from God, and the Lord's been dealing with me about how He wants to be in charge of my life. Y'all know I've gone through a really hard season this year. In a lot of ways, I've lost my mom. Business has been very, very slow. It is for everyone. I'm not the only one. But He wants me to learn that He's in charge of my life. He's in control of my life. He wants control of my life. I need to let go of the control and let Him have control. And He will promote me when and if He sees fit. I don't need any promotion from anywhere else. And that's been a tough one to learn. But I wanted to encourage you all with this little bit of a praise report. I call it a sticky note from God. We all like to stick sticky notes. You stick them in your kids' lunch boxes, or you leave a little note of encouragement for a coworker or a loved one. And just this past on Saturday, I had custom painted a couple of signs for a dear lady. You saw her home tour in one of my videos. I painted some signs for her for Christmas that she wanted to hang out, and she came by Saturday to pick them up and to pay me. And so, she paid me in cash, and I stuck it in my money bag for the store. And then that was Saturday, and then I went to church on Sunday. Now, I pay my tithes and I do offering consistently. But when it was time for the offering bucket to come around, the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to put that money from the signs in the bucket. And I mean, I didn't have but a couple of seconds to think about it. I didn't have time to think, well, was that me or was that God or am I just thinking that or whatever. I just grabbed my bag out of my purse and I hurried up and grabbed it and threw it in the bottom of the bucket. And as I did, I said, Lord, this is seed. This is seed money. This isn't an offering. This isn't a tithe. It's just I'm planting a seed. And I just threw it in there and I let it go. And I really didn't worry about it. I mean, I didn't. Once or twice throughout the day, I thought about it, but not, I mean, I wasn't regretting it. I don't want it to sound like that. So, that was Sunday. So yesterday, on Monday, I came home, and my husband had got home before me, and he got the mail, and it was laying on the counter. And there was an envelope on the counter, and I opened it up. And there was a check in there for exactly double what I had thrown in the money bucket, in the offering bucket Sunday. Exactly double. And it was from a source. It wasn't to purchase anything. It wasn't, about the store or the business or nothing. It was from a source that I thought was long dried up and over. And it came the very day after, and for double what I put in the offering bucket. And I had been praying all year long, Lord, do you see me? Do you even know where I am? I mean, I know you all have felt this way. You feel like when you pray, your prayers don't, there they went. They're just right there. They didn't get to God. That you feel like they're just bouncing off the ceiling and you're not getting anywhere. And it's a very, very, very long season of silence. It's probably one of the hardest things to go through as a believer is when you don't see anything happening, you don't hear anything happening, you don't feel like God's listening. And deep down in your spirit, you know He is, but you just, you're human. And I'm going to be the first one to tell y'all, I am a mess. I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert on anything. I don't know it all. I'm not a theologian. I'm definitely not perfect. I screw up so much all the time. I make mistakes. But God is so forgiving and loving, and His mercies are new every morning. And I need that. I need it every day. I don't know about you all, but I feel like I'm just a walking mess most of the time. And so that was the provision of God. Now, it goes hand in hand with what I said about promotion. God's trying to tell me your provision and your promotion doesn't come from anyone but me, God. Don't depend on anything. Don't depend on anyone else except for me. And like I said, that on top of all the other things that's been going on, it's been really, really hard. But when I got that check in the mail yesterday, and it was exactly double what I put in that offering bucket, it was like a little sticky note in my lunchbox from God that said, I see you. I see you. I know you're there. And just learn to trust me. And, I'm sorry, I cry every devotional. But I am such a go-getter. I have a type A personality. I don't like to be idle. I don't like to sit around and just wait for something to drop in my lap. I go out there and I'm like, okay, this isn't working. I'm going to try plan B, and then I'm going to try plan C, and then I'm going to try plan D. I mean, I don't, idleness is not one of my problems. Patience is. Waiting on God is. But doing is definitely not a problem for me. And so, but I've been trying to do in myself and depend on myself and other people. And I think the Lord's trying to tell me, well, I know He is. Quit trusting other people and other things to get you where you need to be. I am the one that will get you where you need to be. So if it's the store, if it's whatever, I'm just turning it all over to Him. I'm like, Lord, if you want me to stay, I'll stay. If you want me to let it go, I'll let it go. Me being in control is obviously not working. Okay? It's definitely, me being in charge is not a good thing. And I think this whole year has been about learning to trust in God, to promote me, to provide for me, or to not promote me. I don't have to be promoted, and I honestly don't. I'm never going to tell you all I'm poor, because I'm not. I'm blessed. I have a roof over my head, a good one. I have a wonderful husband who's a great provider, and he takes care. You know, we'll be married 39 years in September. He's a keeper, and I've got great kids. I've got beautiful grandkids, and I really have nothing to complain about as far as provision. Me and Dale, we live from paycheck to paycheck like everybody else. We're certainly not well off, and we're not right now we're not in overflow of any kind. I just went to McDonald's and bought just an Egg McMuffin, and it was $5. $5 for one, not even the meal, just the sandwich. But I had the money to buy it, and I'm not hungry. And if you could see the full picture of me, you would see that I'm definitely not hungry. But I hope this encourages you all today. I hope this will bless you all today, that the Lord does see and hear, and even when it doesn't feel like anything's happening, or it doesn't seem like anything is going on with Him in your life, He's in the background working everything out for my good. And get in a good church. If you're not going to church right now, I know after the pandemic, a lot of people, they kind of got out of the habit of going to church, and it literally does need to be a habit. I mean, the Bible says, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. And you need to be around other Christians who are going to exhort you and encourage you. And I'm very, very blessed and fortunate to have a very, very good church home that I go to. There's good ladies. There's a few ladies there that are just such awesome ladies. And I also had another blessing that Sunday. I mean, I got a double blessing that Sunday. I'm certainly not, in every American Christian household, we have more than one Bible. I'm sure you all do too. And so, but this dear older lady that's a friend of mine, she saw me Sunday morning, and she said, I have something for you. And she gave me this beautiful red leather-bound Bible. Everybody knows red's my favorite color. My store's red, my truck's red. I love red. And it was red leather, and I opened it up, and it was even large print edition, because I'm getting to that age where I got to wear my glasses. And it even had all the tabs for the books in the Bible. Now, I have the books in the Bible memorized, and I can go to any one of them very quickly. But those are so neat. I love those because it's quicker than my brain. So it was just beautiful. And I thought that was just the sweetest thing to give me that Bible. And I had actually ran out the door and forgotten my Bible that day, so I didn't have my Bible with me for church, and it was like, wow, that was a blessing all the way around. And there's another sweet lady that she constantly checks on me, and we go to lunch once in a while, and she prays for me, and she encourages me and exhorts me. And surround yourself with a Christian church family, because I'll tell you what, they're so awesome. And I've even got a couple of people online who are very encouraging to me. And you know who you are. They'll comment or check and see how I'm doing, and I sure appreciate you all. But I just hope that this little devotional will bless you and encourage you, that God does see you, He does hear you, and these seasons, and they are seasons of testing and trial, are for a reason, and it's to make you stronger. It's to increase your faith. We're to count it all joy when we go through trials and testing, and that's a really hard thing to do. It's to get up in the morning and go, really, Lord, I thank you for this trial. We have to crucify the flesh when we do that, because in the flesh, we're not thankful for the trial. We want everything to be easy, and everything to be simple, and everything to be good, and everything just, flows from one day to the next. But while we're here on this earth, on this fallen earth, there's going to be trials and tribulations and temptations, but God's there, and He sees, and He knows, and He loves you, and He forgives you even when you screw up, like I do every day. I screw up every day. But all you have to do is say, Lord, I'm sorry, and then when the devil tries to throw it in your face, and you bring it up, and the Lord's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because He already forgave you for that when you asked Him. So be encouraged. The Lord sees you. The Lord knows you're there. And get yourself in a good church where you can be surrounded by brothers and sisters who are in agreement with you in the Word and will encourage and exhort you. And I just hope that this little devotional blessed you today. I am heading to the land of cotton where I was born, and I always get emotional when I get down here, because my great-grandparents instantly flood into my memory as soon as I see these cotton fields. And I think about, I did my great-great-grandma's dishes. This is where they're all from. And childhood memories come flooding back. So I'm going to a good place today on several levels. I'm going to see Dottie, and I'm going to revisit my childhood. So God bless you all. Thank you for watching, and be encouraged today. Bye.